Welcome or welcome back. Today is part 2 of our mini series Getting Ready for the Netherlands. If you're like, what are you talking about? Well, then check out part 1. Today is going to be the easiest of the 3 parts of this mini series because we are not going to use a sewing machine. So this time we are going to upgrade this scarf from a scarf into a poncho, and I have 2 options to do this. I'm gonna show you. This is option 1 if you like V-necks. Personally, I don't, and also I wouldn't know how to manage this back situation. So option 2 involves folding the scarf, joining 2 edges and leaving a hole for your head. I advise making it bigger than your head. And this covers better my arms and it's a little bit shorter. I like this. Before we make it though, let's make a plan. I want my head to come out here, the arms to come out here and here, of course. So I need to join this part and this part, and also a little bit of this for the arms opening. While on this side, I have to open a bit in here. So after I cut here, I'll have to find a way to not let it unravel. That's it. Now, with the end in mind, we can start. So first of all, I decided how big the neck opening will be. I want it big enough to slide all my head and curls in it, but not so big that, it falls over my shoulders. So I measure the neck opening, the circumference for me is gonna be 70 centimeters. So flat, that's 35 centimeters. The length of the vest is 97 centimeters. So that means that the length to sew is going to be 31. And so I measure 31 on both sides. I clip it. Now I make the opening for the arms. I randomly decide to make it this big, so I'm cutting up to here. So now we can start hand sewing. I'm not using regular thread, I use embroidery floss because it's thicker and not only it blends better with the yarn, but it's also more resistant. So this way I can sew longer stitches, which means less time hand stitching. Embroidery floss usually comes with 6 strands. I decided to use just 3 of them. And I use it just as if I'm embroidering. So I thread it and then I leave one end loose and I make a knot on the other hand. If we go a little bit behind, here, you see what I mean. One more step to get ready is to turn the scarf inside out. And now we can start. To anchor the first stitch, I leave the tail of the thread out so I don't pull it completely. And I thread the needle in between 2 strands. And now I can pull completely. For the rest of the end stitching, I do like I'm showing here. So joining the 2 sides with the easiest stitch I know. I'm not sure how this is called. So I go in, I go out, I go in the same side where I came out from. And I keep going like this. Now to anchor on the other side, I do something similar. So I leave a little loop out and I thread the needle through that loop. I do it a couple of times, I pull it, and that is anchored. Let's take care of the part that we cut. This is a little bit trickier. So for this, I took a scrap fabric, stretchy, in a similar color. And I cut a strip of fabric in the same length as my armhole. And watch carefully here. This is the movement that I want to do. By doing this, I want to enclose the rough edge with this strip. So I want to hand stitch here and here all around the armhole. I lay the strip on the right side of the vest and start stitching the raw edges. Like before, I anchor the first stitch and I keep going for the whole length. If you run out of thread, you can anchor and then rethread the needle and restart. Once in a while, flip the strip to see how it's going. I do that all around, and at the end I anchor the stitch. So now I can flip the strip and sew on the other side. And here I just repeat what I did before. Only thing you need to pay attention to is that, you see, for me the strip was already hemmed. In your case, if it's not hemmed, you have to simply turn it inside so that you don't have any raw edges exposed. And when I finish attaching the strip, I realized that no, I'm not done. There is still this piece that is still exposed. So I'm going to attach this little piece here, and that's going to protect the bottom of the armhole. And then I get my iron board, and with a little piece of fabric on top to protect the yarn, I go and press a little bit with not too high temperature because you may damage the yarn. And that was the last step. Isn't it super cute? Perfect. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video useful or entertaining, you know what to do. Goodbye.